All right, guys, tonight is the night. I have been waiting for so long to do this. I just got back from a 3-week trip. My wife said that if I only do the bike tonight, she'll stay. So we're gonna do the bike tonight. I got a new rear tire. I got chain sprocket. I got a bunch of stuff over here. I ordered all this stuff so long ago and paid for it. I don't even know what all I ordered. So we're gonna find out. There's a sprocket for the front. We got a caliper rebuild kit. Told you guys I was gonna order that. We have I don't even know what this is. Miller. Piston set. Okay, piston set for the caliper. We're rebuilding the caliper. We got the shocks rebuilt. We got they found me a black Vortex one, and then we got an EK chain, which this one is not the same as the other chain that I had. It looks like I asked them to source me a brake hose. I'll have to look on the paper and see. There's supposed to be a brake hose, and I don't think I got one. So, other than that, I think that was the last thing. The only other thing, so they balanced this wheel because I took all the weights off to paint it black, and then they installed a new tire. So we got a brand new Dunlop Q5S. And so I gotta get this sprocket off. And then we're also, not tonight, but I'm gonna do this kickstand eventually. So, yeah, this thing's been sitting here just kinda taking up space, and I'm ready to clean it and ride it. I've ridden 10 miles this whole year, and that's stupid because last time this year I'd already done about 6,000 miles. So I think first things first, I'm gonna get these forks cleaned up, and then we're gonna install them. We're gonna have to set the suspension. This I'm gonna throw on my welder because actually I wonder if it'll actually fit because my welder's kind of loud. Oh my God, it does. I'm actually curious. I'm genuinely curious. We're gonna do a cold start on the welder. Well, it turns out it wouldn't matter anyway because it broke the bolts. This is ready to come off, so I'm probably gonna drop this off, this whole welder off somewhere to get fixed, but shits and giggles. She likes to fight sometimes, but I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm gonna have to take this thing and drop it off at a shop to fix that. Just don't want to start right now. Don't want to start. All right, we got the new piece on here. Comes out. Everything's good. All torqued down. 520. And now I'm gonna start throwing these guys on here. And we'll go from there. Let's see what it looks like with these new forks on there. All right, I got the forks on. Unfortunately, they scratched all hell going up on because of how thick it is. So eventually one day down the road, I'll get them stripped and actually powder coated if I like that color. So we'll see if I do. I don't know. It's an odd one for sure. I mean, I like it, but also at the same time, maybe I get bored of it. Who knows? So before I actually take the time to do that, might paint them black. I also have these all the way up. So just keep that in mind as well. That's probably gonna be the worst part on the bike is those forks. So next step, get the fender on, get the front wheel on, and then we'll do the caliper rebuild. So for some reason, I got the caliper rebuild kit with the pistons, and then they gave me an extra O-ring kit. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I did not get a brake hose. So I'm gonna try to source one because my front brakes absolutely suck because this hose decided it wanted to do that, and it's not the right hose anyway. So, all right, front wheel's on. I got that front axle loose. This bolt is tight just to keep this guy tight here, but the other three are loose, and then we're gonna go through and do the procedure to make sure that this is torqued down properly. I gotta put the caliper on, but to put the caliper on, I gotta rebuild it. So we do have plenty of brake fluid left, so I'm gonna go ahead, get this thing all slapped back together. The front will be done, we'll drop the front down, and then we just have the back to take care of. And I did go get my jack. All right, so I've made one crucial error. I got everything rebuilt. And I think I left my brake pads at the house. So she's just sitting here. I haven't torqued anything in the front down yet. All the bolts up top and all the suspension is done, but the down here bolts are not. So I'm gonna get the back. I wanted to have this thing 99% done tomorrow or tonight. So that way tomorrow I can just come in and slap the brake pads on there. So before we leave tonight, it will be up 100% on stands, but can't torque that front wheel until we're able to spin it and lock the caliper. That way we know it's straight and true and doesn't warp the brake pads. All right, so here's where we're at. She looks good as shit. I like how it turned out. Unfortunately, I don't have the piece to do the chain either, because I did make sure to get a chain that I have to rivet. So we're gonna do these two things tomorrow. I have the chain breaker, but I have the riveting tool at home, and then the brake pads are also at home. So this is where she's gonna sit for the night. You guys will get to see it right now, but pretty much tomorrow. For me, actually technically today, later today, but we're going home, going to bed. I'm tired. Gonna have a long day ahead of me tomorrow. Come here and pull the clutch in. Pull clutch, so I can one-hand it.
What is pull clutch?
Pull the clutch.
Okay.
Pull it in, all the way. All right, you can let go. Hell yeah. I have a stupid amount of money into this thing. And then the Brock's filter relocation. Thinking about if these eBay fenders keep flying off, I'm thinking about just going and getting a cage. But between that, just put the caliper back on. It's just black, so it's not like it's gonna change the look a hell of a lot. But well, she still runs. This thing's been sitting for about a month now, since the last time I started it, and she fires right up. Also, I gotta notch this out a little bit. This is an aftermarket part that I added. I want this to be as far back as possible, so we're probably gonna do a fingertip length from the back, make it as long as I physically can. Eventually we're gonna replace the swing arm, but financially it doesn't make sense right now. Between the swing arm and a bunch of other things, the kickstand, that's gonna be another $250, but like, I'm not gonna disclose a number because you don't need to know how much I spent on this fucking thing. But yeah, we're into the 5 digits of how much money I've spent on this damn thing so far. So that face, she's like, fuck. But yeah, you can see it hits the tire ever so slightly. Actually, it's not hitting now, so I don't know what I did different. Maybe it's just because the nut's loose, that's why. Once I tighten that nut up. But I'm not gonna tighten that until we put the chain on. So that'll be for tomorrow. All right, I'm back, and I didn't just forget the brake pads. Here's the pads. I forgot that this was in the shed as well. So I got the riveting tool. I gotta throw all this stuff. This is the trash pile. We're gonna clean everything up. So Vortex 15 tooth front sprocket, and then I think I went 45 in the rear. So we are gonna be putting a catch can on this, not today, but I'm gonna be doing a catch can setup on this eventually. I don't know if I got one with a big enough port here, but that's what we're gonna do. So let's get these brakes on, and then we can start fucking with the rear. And I'm gonna have to trim that like I was saying last night. All right, so I started throwing some stuff on here. This line here, turns out I have an absolute crap load of it. So they didn't need to go get me a hose at all. I would have preferred them to do that because like this is such a hard shit angle. And I'm gonna have to drain all this brake fluid. So probably, actually, realistically, if I just hit it and then hold it, but I mean, it's gonna drain anyway. So probably just gonna drain all that, get this removed, and put the new hose on so that way we have brakes again. Holy shit, guys, check it out. So front rotor, everything in the front is torqued down. We now also have brakes. This is the hose I had to come up with. Definitely gonna be replacing that because on a full lock to the left, it's gonna hit up there. I need to go get the correct one. They were supposed to send me the correct one. I actually didn't end up using this stuff because it's too thick. I found a hose off of this parts truck, and that's what I'm using for now. Like I said, gonna go get that stuff done. But this isn't where these ventures stop on this. Like, I threw all this money at this. I'm gonna ride it around for the season. Probably gonna temporarily take this thing to Carnes Performance to do a tune on it, because this has a power commander on it. And if you guys know how power commanders work, apparently all they tune is the fuel. They don't tune the timing or anything else like that. So we're gonna take it down there, have them tune it the way that I want it done. And then once we do the 750 swap, we'll go from there. This thing, I have so much shit more in the plans. And I know a lot of guys doubted me, saying I'm not gonna do a lot of this stuff. And I did. I tested things out. I'm not sure how I feel about the teal on these. We still have to set the suspension as well. So I'm gonna get the lights replaced and do the chain and sprocket real quick. I'm gonna try to run this back as far as physically possible. I'm gonna have to pull this off and notch a little bit. So that'll be on today's ventures. And then today will be the day that we finally get to ride this thing. I have waited. The last time I rode probably seriously was back in October, November, and I haven't ridden since. And we're in, I don't even know what fucking month we're in all these days. We're in July, so it's July 22nd now. And I've ridden 10 miles this entire year, and that's unacceptable. So it's really depressing, but now we have the brakes. Now we do the other side and replace these lights here. And yeah, let's get in. All right, so what I did, I went all the way back, and I'm not gonna lie, this is, okay, so look at this, right? So last time I did a chain on this bike, I put about 10,000 miles on the chain, and what I realized is I went way too short with it, right? I was all the way up here, so about 1.5 inches. And what I realized was, when you put a new chain on it, when you actually maintain your stuff, the chains don't stretch very often. I mean, I think I probably adjusted that chain twice in that 10,000 miles. Mind you, I check it every week, but I found out if I took these bolts, right? This is where we're gonna put it. This is where I want my base set mark to be. I'm gonna tighten that down. Also, it looks ugly without that cover on it. I actually bought this cover, I bought aftermarket. It was like 120 bucks. So that's how long I'm gonna make the bike. And then I'm gonna put the chain on, and then it's gonna actually go even a little bit longer than that. Now, if I shoot myself in the foot, it is what it is. But these EK chains I have found, and this is what Carnes Performance recommended, that's what they sold to me, they're pretty decent. The only issue I had with my last chain, which is why I replaced it, was because the master link is shot. So we got black overlays with a standard non-finished chain. So we will have to oil it to keep that, but this is about the length it's gonna be. I've always liked lining the axle up with the back of the thing, back of the tail, but that's where we're at. So let's get this sprocket off, get the new one torqued down, because we are gonna be replacing it, as you should. So I remember when I did this mod, a lot of people said some negative things about it. I think it looks cool, and you don't even need to take this whole piece and side fairing off to get this sprocket off. Look at that. Come on. Now granted, to get that off, you should take that off before you take the chain off and put the pressure on the wheel that's on the ground, not the transmission. It is what it is this time. And then I don't have a thing on me, so for this nut back in here, I just put this on here in a 19 mil wrench, cracked it loose, bam. So now we can replace it with this one. They should be the same. I'm not upgrading. I've already figured out the gearing that I like. And as you guys can see, there's really not much, if any, wear on that. It does look like there might have been some alignment problems at one point, but there's no real wear on that. So we're gonna get that fucker thrown right back in there. Take this nut, put it in there. Come on, get it in there, and then I'm gonna torque it down. It really isn't that much torque. If I could even, there we go. And then same thing with this guy here. Literally just used an Allen head and a wrench to pop it off. I don't feel like tearing my truck apart trying to find all these tools for a sprocket that I'm going to replace once a year. Now, generally, these sprockets I get a good amount of mileage out of, and for the price of them, you do have to replace the aluminum ones more, but they're so cheap that, in my opinion, it's just worth it. I don't mind a chain and sprocket every 10,000 miles. All right, so bad news. Shame on me thinking I was going to be riding my bike out of here. They sold me the wrong chain. So I need to go down there and get the correct chain. This one's not anywhere near long enough. Like, I'm talking, it's like the kickstand length too short. I don't even think I could run it if I pulled this the whole way forward. Not that I was gonna do that, but yeah, we need to get the back wheel on the ground to torque that nut. So I'm gonna call them, let them know, see if they can set one aside. All right, not only is it the wrong chain, they're closed on Monday. Why is every motorcycle shop closed on Monday? That's some bullshit. So I can't even torque the front sprocket. That was the plan. Oh, goodness gracious. I just want to ride my damn motorcycle. It's been 8 months and being held up because I told him it was a stretched bike. So I need the longest chain I can get. It's stretched all the way out. I don't want a stock length bike. I don't like them. So I guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna get everything else done though. The only thing that will be left is literally the chain. I'm gonna get this modified quick, get the lights on, and then I gotta do another video for you guys moving the whole fucking setup that's out here, like this whole conglomerate. All right, little odd to be doing this in the truck right now, but velocity cycles here in Carlisle fucking coming in clutch. So I called for a new riveting tool because the one I got from Amazon's a piece of shit. It had 700 plus 4-star reviews and it broke on the first try. So they brought me up here for nothing because they didn't have the tool in stock. It was the wrong tool that they looked up. So the guy said just bring it back by the end of the day and lending me the riveting tool, and I bought an alignment tool off of them. So Velocity Cycles in Carlisle is the fucking MVP right here because I am just ready to get this damn bike back on the road. I just got to tune the front suspension and put the chain, rivet the 2 chain links and call it good. All right, here's where we're at. She is all back together, 100%. They lent me this riveting tool like I was saying. So, you bastard. Ugh. Make sure all their stuff goes back because I don't want to lose anything. So this was the rivety piece. So we have a chain, everything's in alignment. I got the suspension set kinda, but obviously it's gonna take a little bit to dial it in. So I'm gonna take the bike down now to go drop this off. Just gonna put some sunglasses on and see how she rides, see if there's any changes I need to make, and then I need to go get the gooseneck off of the thing, but this will be pretty much. Well, she runs. Went and dropped the part off. Just want to clean a lot of this dust and shit off of it. I didn't do the lights yet. I'm not going to make a video on that. I'm just going to do it. Let's flip that up. The new exhaust sounds a lot better than the old one. The other one was like literally blown through. That one should be a little bit quieter. But yeah, you can see all the dust and shit for sitting in the shop for the last month and a half. So let's start spraying, and then should be in neutral. Chain's all right. I wanted to make it a little bit tighter, so that way it stretches a little bit. I had to cut too many chain links out, more than I wanted to. So for the next time, I'm gonna count the chain links that I have, and we're gonna add 2 more links. All right, she's all clean now for the most part. Get all that dust and shit off of it. I'm gonna ride. I stepped over that and accidentally like kicked it, and it got all over my pants, so that was cool. Gonna get to the shop, got a bunch of things to do, but I will start posting vlogs again as soon as I can. But she looking good. Neat, and he's got tint, I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna clean a lot of this water out here, but other than that, she looks nice. Well guys, she's done. Hope you guys enjoyed my pain and suffering as much as I did. Let's be real here. Putting this thing together absolutely sucked. And yeah, so that's where she's sitting. I'm absolutely loving the way that it turned out. The only thing I'm not sure how I feel about the teal. The teal looks really good on the truck, and I like it. But on the bike, I don't know. I might just have to go black. I do need to get the VIN number because there is a recall for this lever here. So they're going to be replacing this hose and the master cylinder. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And